decrees. Let's get it. Mark and Will, yeah. Mark and Will, yeah. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gon' tell you what they know. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gon' tell you what they know.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to another great episode of the Mark and Will Show. And of course, you got your favorite two hosts of the most, Mark and Will. What's up, my brother?
What's going on with you, man?
Tuesday.
Yes. Another day closer to the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love it, gotta love it, gotta love it.
Absolutely right.
Man, I tell you, got a good one tonight, guys. Got a good one tonight. Got Coach Lawson coming on from Wagner. Mm-hmm. So, sit tight. He'll join us shortly. We got some things we need to talk about first. Right. Get that rocking and rolling and all that good stuff, man. Hey, then tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, we drop this one.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Boom! And then follow up for Thursday night. Boom! Yes, sir, man. Hey, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Ain't getting any better. And booked a couple of more today. So, yes. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I'm saying? The slots are filling in. We know you want to talk about your program. You better hop on. Quit playing.
Fast, too.
Quit playing because, y'all going to be all tied up in football and things like that. Yep. Ain't gonna have no time, so you got that time. You might as well go ahead and get it in.
Talk about your program now.
Get it in, big time. Yeah. Let everybody know. Hey, we here too. It ain't just the Saint X and Trinities and males and things like that. So hey, let's talk about it.
Right.
And that's the good thing.
Yeah, but it's gonna be hard to get at y'all once the season starts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Let's see. Let's go on and hit from yesterday.
Mark and Will Show, Kentucky High School Athletes of the Week, sponsored by Tap Out.
Hey, big time. Alex Allen, she balled, broke all kinds of records, won every given her.
Right.
If she was in an event, you looked down and was like, well, guess I'm going to go get second.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. And Jacob did his thing. For the male boys, he, rocked and rolled 100, 200. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The relay. So, hey, hats off to them. Sponsored by Tap App.
Absolutely.
If you don't know what Tap App is all about, let's see what's going on.
You say you want to jumpstart your recruiting process by setting up your personal recruiting profile, upload academics, upload measurables, upload highlight film, upload recruiting profile, search for coaches, scouts, and recruiters in Tap's App's database and connect directly to theirs. Oh, man, that's a shoe-in. That's a winner. Make sure you join.
Tap Out. You got to get it. Check it out. Big time. Congratulations to those athletes. Let's see. Friday, FNC. Can't say it enough. If you have not watched that show, come on now. Quit playing. That's what it's all about. Check it out. That's great topics, and there's going to be plenty more great topics this week. Like Mark and I was talking about yesterday, it's always something. And, stuff keep on popping up, man.
It's nuts.
Big time. I don't know, but that's just how it goes. So check it out. Big time.
Yep, Mark and Will Show's Gaming. I need everybody to please go over and subscribe to the Mark and Will Gaming channel. Get over and subscribe to it. We're going to start putting up shorts on that channel so y'all can let me know what y'all want to see, because it's crazy because Sonic is actually coming back out.
Yeah,
They're bringing the old school joints back out, so y'all might be seeing me play that. It comes out next weekend, most definitely. My favorite childhood game. Gotta go get that. But please make sure y'all go over and subscribe to that channel.
Right. Make sure you tell whatever it was about this show, because I know if they go on there, but if you go on our Walking Sports, you'll see the line.
Yeah, they'll see everything. So if you go on there, you most definitely gonna see it. Just tap on it.
Yeah, big time. So all that good stuff like that. So definitely be watching on that one.
Mm-hmm. Baseball. You know it's awful. This is ridiculous. I was on my phone yesterday. That's why. All right. I'm here talking about the scores from yesterday, Monday, June 3rd. The Reds beat the Diamondbacks 7-0. The Marlins beat Astros 7-4. Blue Jays beat KC 8-0. Red Sox beat Angels 1-0. Mets beat San Diego 11-5. Then you had a postponed game, which was the Guardians of Texas, which I'm pretty sure they made it up today. Now I'm going to hit y'all with some scores that's actually going on today. You got Pittsburgh to Detroit 0-0 right now. Delay, pretty sure it's rain. You got the A's in Atlanta tied 2-2 at the bottom of the third. Diamondbacks and the Reds. The Reds is up 9-0. Fourth. Then you got the Marlins and Nationals 10-0. Miami's up top on them at the top of the fifth. Then you got the Cubs and Baltimore. Baltimore's up 5-1, top of the third. Cardinals, Tampa Bay Rays, zip, top of the fourth. Yankees and Twins. Yankees is up 3-1, top of the second. The Rangers and Guardians, zip, end of the first. Like I said, they replayed it. Now so they did a doubleheader. The Guardians won 6-3 earlier. And then you got the night games, a great pop-off. You got the Dodgers and White Sox. You got Philly and Milwaukee. You got Seattle and Houston. You got Blue Jays and the Royals. You got the Red Sox and the Angels. You got the Mets and the Padres. And you got the Rockies and the Giants.
Big time. Let's go and get the stand action. You know how we do the show. Thanks to everybody for watching. If you try to get this interview, it'll be coming up shortly. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. All that good stuff. All right, so do the standings. So we're going to do a little different like we do the worst teams in these divisions. American League East, the Baltimore Orioles is 23-33. In the Central, you got Kansas City Royals, 17-36. In the West, you got the A's, Oakland A's, that's 20-36.
Mm-hmm.
In the National League East, you have the Washington Nationals, all that money, 21-35. Central, you have the Reds on the radio, 19-35. The West, you have Colorado Rockies, 23-31. So this week's worst team of the week is Kansas City Royals. Y'all thought I was going to say Cincinnati Reds. No, it's Kansas City Royals. Garbage. Big time. What's up, Mom? How you doing?
Hold on.
What's up, sis? What's going on? What's up, Shay? Yeah, big time. That's stinky, man.
Yes, it is.
That's stinky.
Always.
This is gonna be a little bit different on this one. NBA. We gonna break down the games tomorrow. But did you see Mr. LBJ? First of all, the day before, he got announced that he's a billionaire. Mm-hmm. Not surprised. Once you're dealing with that movie money and doing that stuff and actually producing movies, it was just a matter of time that he was going to. But he's a billionaire. Mm-hmm. But he also supposedly hint about playing with the Warriors.
I'm to the point to where it's like, dude, he don't even care no more. He reached his goal. I mean, what he got 4? Mm-hmm. You're a billionaire now, so that's all he was worried about, was getting to that beat.
He got one more thing don't need to do.
What's that?
His little son.
Get his playlist. Yeah, he got to do that. Yeah, he got to do that.
I would say that real quick. I would say
that.
Before I interrupt you, I would say this. It ain't going to be with Golden State. So anyway.
Heck no. Most definitely be. But I think if he really is hinting and wanting to go over there, then they have to dog him like Kevin Durant got dogged.
Oh, yeah.
They got to do it like
way
worse than they did. Because this is ridiculous. I would love to go over and trash talk with Draymond. Really.
But you know what? You remember how after they had that big
they
fallout?
Right.
He's at the barber shop. Yeah. They doing everything together and all this kind of stuff. And hey, it's business. And
Right.
He done signed with something with LeBron. I mean,
Yes.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Not shocking. But I would say this. What took you so long? For the simple fact is this. You can be that point forward and you will be the Warriors are set up how he wants his team to be spaced out, spread out, shooters everywhere. I can go to the hole when I want to, jack a three. He's actually probably saying, let me take your spot, Draymond. You know what I'm saying? I can get some rebounds.
Right, I can do that. Yeah.
I can be your, and I'm bigger than you.
Yeah, that too.
And he's surrounded by shooters.
He's going to have a 30 assists.
What you said?
Out here.
What you said?
So, in the corner.
I'm not surprised on this. I'm not.
My whole thing is now this: the Lakers need to go ahead and put their big boy panties on and get rid of him. He keeps hinting that he don't want to be there. Get rid of him.
Right.
The new head coach. Me and LeBron talked, and he's so excited. Yeah, right. I don't know none of that.
And the crazy thing is that Ham got rid of almost all of the assistant coaches. So, you best believe LeBron falls in that relationship with a lot of them. So that's out of there, that part. So, hey, the thing is that he's not in the finals.
Nope.
But in the playoffs.
He got way too much time with his hands.
He's equivalent to the team, the NFL team he likes. Don't fall for that fake Brown stuff.
Right.
Dude's a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Yeah, he most definitely is.
And when Dallas is not doing well or not in the playoffs or whatever, they always in the news.
Mm-hmm.
And he is doing the same trick or trade. You remember he went to Paris. He did all that stuff.
Yeah. Right. He's going to stay there. He's going to do certain things to keep himself in the spotlight.
And he's going to buy an NBA team. That's
why is he still in the league?
He's going to buy the team. That's what he's going to do.
League?
He's going to take Magic Johnson's game plan.
Yep.
And that's what he's been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Taking that game plan. He's following up and he's doing a hell of a job.
Yes,
right?
he is.
You got to love it.
And they're doing it his way.
Yeah, you got to love it. And he's younger.
Exactly.
But my whole thing is, if you're trying to wait to play with Bronny, I don't know if you got to go down to G League or what, but it ain't gonna be. Well, he got put on ice 2 weeks ago. he got put on ice 2 weeks ago.
Talking about her?
Yeah, man.
When he was
what I'm saying? He did solid, but it ain't like nobody was going around saying, "Oh man!"
Right.
you hear one Louisville fan, Kentucky fan.
Right.
It's all etched into Duke, but no one was saying like, "Oh man, I wish Kenny Payne would go ahead and get
him." Right.
Ronnie.
Right.
No, sir.
Right.
You hear no Kentucky fan? Hey man, Cal need to jump on him and LeBron, are cool, Drake, Drizzy, everybody. You hear none of that. So if your dream is to play with your son, it's going to have to be with the Nevada Rattlers or somebody like that. It ain't going to be with your Phoenix Suns. That's around. That's what we do. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, all that. I'm just keeping it 100. That's what we do on this show. But I'm telling you, I ain't trying to hurt no feelings. I'm just saying, Jesus. we all from 502.
Yeah,
we know sports. Ain't nobody heard nothing that. They was here 2 weeks.
Yeah, they was.
He had his little moments, but it wasn't like nobody was sweating it like that.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Jeez.
Hey, but you went up on Mike. Because Mike's son had to walk on in Illinois. And good. And the best one was the young one who went to Central Florida.
Yep. The goggles.
And then when they finished, they went, "Hey, Dad, what job you got for me?"
Yeah, right. What the shit you want us to design?
Mike already knew. Mike said, "Nah, man. I ain't even going to
no hard.
No, sir. No,
man,
sir.
I don't want y'all hooping.
Yeah, y'all good. You going to be a general manager? You going to be the foreman? Yeah, no, he wasn't having none of that. Yeah, which is smart. Like, no, we ain't doing all that. But LeBron, he quit that stuff. But that's all right, though. That's cool.
Right.
That's cool. Next up, Ayton wants a max deal, but with Suns pay. I've been seeing a lot of that. We talked about it before, and it's almost like they don't want to pay that cat.
I don't think they want to pay him neither. I don't think they want to pay him
because their money's tied into all them other dudes.
Yep. You got all them other young boys who's, playing good, have a decent, they can still hoop. And you ain't got to pay him that crazy money like you got to pay Ayton.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then Chris Paul's still there. The
See,
money you still tied up with him. You know what I'm saying? So it's either Ayton, you take a little pay cut, or you go ahead and go somewhere else.
Go somewhere else, man. Go somewhere else. Because I'm gonna tell you,
he ain't got no other choice.
Only player that's on that roster that he should be like, okay, I get you. It's Booker.
Oh, absolutely.
It's Booker as far as that max deal. Chris Paul ain't getting them on max deals. You know what I'm saying? He's getting paid.
He get paid buku
Nice,
right now.
see?
Yes, he is.
But he ain't getting them. He's 2-year deals, 1-year deals, stuff like that. All that stuff adds up. But Bridges, no. Crowder, no.
Exactly.
Johnson, no. Ayton is a unicorn, and a unicorn is just because it's not that many centers.
Exactly.
That can do some stuff that he does. You know what I'm saying? He ain't Embiid. He's not Joker.
No,
We understand.
we know
he's
that.
a young dude, but he can ball. He can get you that
Right.
double play some defense and all
And
that kind of stuff.
better. He's getting better every year, so I want to get rid of him.
Let that boy get on that market.
Everybody's going after him. I just hope that he goes to the right market. Just go to a team for the money.
You know, it's so funny because that's where he, played college.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he probably grew out there doing some stuff. So, hey, sometimes you just got to go. Man, y'all go to Boston. Somebody like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who ain't got a center that really, even though Boston spreads it out, if you that dude, they're going to take care of you.
Yeah, they're going to take care of you.
Because your boys from Pop System with Tim Duncan and all them. So, hey, we're going to give you rings. I'm not saying he's Tim Duncan, so don't even
don't
trip.
He just saying the system.
The system that's going to take care of big guys. He needs to go somewhere like that. You know what I'm saying? Forget all this stuff. And you're going to eat. You're going to eat.
Right. Young dude, too.
Yeah.
He's young.
Yeah, he's young, man.
Yeah,
he's a dude, man.
It's ridiculous. They act like they won't pay him.
That's all right.
That's Chris Paul saying it.
Snyder departs with Mitchell demand out. Woo!
I was really looking and diving into that because I was just sitting back like, damn, that's kind of strange because that's Donovan's guy.
Oh, yeah!
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's Donovan's guy. And I'm sitting here like, wait, what you gonna do? You gonna send him to Miami? I mean, what are you gonna do? And what you got? You're a little minority, whatever, but you gotta say something. You got something to say. But
plus, you know that face of it. You know what I'm saying?
The whole thing is Mitch. I rooted. Mitch is gone.
That shouldn't even be.
Mitch is out of there.
I think both of them will be gone. To be honest,
and that'd be crazy.
I think that
Jazz will look bad.
I think because
over that.
My thing is when it comes to those two. Yes, you can never get 7-1, 7-2, and all this kind of stuff like that. But how many more years did Goldberg have?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
that's what it did. It ain't like he's a big offensive threat. You know what I'm saying?
He's the second coming of the Kimbe Mutombo.
Right.
Like,
he's a hell of a shot blocker, defensive guy.
Right.
He has no offense.
If you've been watching this show for years, and if you haven't, shame on you, but that's okay. We take new ones. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button. Interview will be here shortly. But I'm going to tell you, Mark and vouch. I've been saying, dude's going to be gone. He's leaving, dude, because it's the same old. Utah,
yeah.
They did not improve. They got worse. Love Donovan Mitch. 502, Louisville. Big time. Louisville, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to see him with some help. I'd love to see him be the number 2.
Yeah.
You ain't got to be the number 1.
You got to be number 1.
You can be the number 2 and still get off. And still
crazy.
do, Pippen let everybody know that, even though he done went kind of crazy when he was
so he needs a carry. Sort of kind of thing. Now, I'm not saying like he needs a carry, like play with carry.
Okay, no.
But I'm saying like
Tatum and Brown.
Tatum exactly. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Carry make you just want to itch a little bit.
Right.
Like, don't get sit there. Now, KD and him, as long as those boys out of there, because we don't want that mess.
Kyrie. Yeah.
I would love to see him in Memphis with Ja. Have you know what I'm saying? That backcourt with that. Something like that. Explosive. Hell, and if you want to go poor man famous, trade him. Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Two, you know what I'm saying? Young stars get with the young
get with
thing.
each other, yeah.
I know Miami, everybody's saying Miami, that'd be cool. But Miami to me, and you know me, is all that's like a role player team.
Yeah, but
it's a great system.
But you're gonna have at least 2-3 of them coming out. If Mitchell's coming there.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to. A lot of them role players, at least the ones now Larry talking about he need to get in shape. Okay, bro.
You knew you was out of shape when you got to Miami.
You won a championship.
You always look like that.
You won a championship. You know. I mean, I'm saying, like, you know, you're right. You've been in the league 10 years. Dude, come on, bro. Now I
need to get in shape.
That's not going to keep you with Miami.
No, it's not.
Sir, it's not.
And Pat Riley don't care.
It's not going to keep you with that. But I would love to see him. I mean, if you're going to go to organization, I would love that. You know what I'm saying? Like Miami, like that. I ain't going to lie. I like that. But as far as I want him with another guard, explosive guard.
Right.
Hell, if Fox wasn't in Sacramento, that would be lovely.
The only team I would not want him to go to is Sacramento.
No. I don't want him done. But I'm saying, if he
I know what you're saying. I'm just saying, dude. Please don't.
That means they hating on you if they did that.
Do not end up in Sacramento. Jesus. Who you talking about a system for real?
That ain't nothing but the G League. Advanced G League.
We ain't gonna know who
that's Advanced G League. That is Advanced G League. Everybody's on there. Hit that like button, subscribe. Interviews coming up shortly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wouldn't know. I'm with you, but I would love to see him. I wouldn't mind Toronto. They're young team.
Toronto got a young team.
They got a young team, and they got
Van Fleet.
Yeah,
Van Fleet.
And Scotty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That'd be a thunder. You know what I'm saying? Without a doubt.
Right.
I would love to see that big time. So get out of Utah. I've been crying to get you out of Utah. I'm sorry. I love you, Griff. I love you, Mitch. But sometimes stuff just don't work out.
No,
you was a star, and it was cool. You still shoe deal. You still gonna be the man. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nothing wrong being a cold.
Right.
1A, 1B. That's how I'm saying.
Yeah. You ain't lying.
But get out of there. Hell, Rudy can have that team. I'd be like, okay.
He said Rudy can
He can have that team, bro. Ain't nobody's crying over that. You can have that team.
Right.
Was there any, we always have to check, was there any WNBA? Ooh, but we do got a story, and it's on the screen now, but was there any games?
What's the phone?
Oh, I got you. This game's going on right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's going on right now. You got you got Minnesota and New York Liberty. New York is up 25-17, which both of these teams are 3-8.
Lord Jesus.
Then you got Atlanta and Seattle, which come on at 10 o'clock tonight. Them the games is on right now on Tuesday. There wasn't no games yesterday.
Cool. Quick standard. We did it yesterday, so I'm just going to go do the top 4 teams. You got the Las Vegas Aces. Becky Hammon's doing her thing, 10-2. You got Connecticut Sun 9-3, Chicago Sky 7-3, Atlanta Dream 7-4, which is shocking because they had a lot of turnover. Ryan Howard is actually better in the pros. We knew that she was a bad one at Kentucky. She's showing that she's definitely bad. That height, that size, that skill set is unbelievable. So definitely watch her if you get a chance. I'm just hoping that her team don't ice her out because you know how people get jealous.
Absolutely.
The Sparks fired Mr. Derek Fisher.
I saw that. I said, yeah.
Not only was he the coach, he was the GM.
Oh Lord! So everything is starting over.
Yeah.
What was they say? They was 5-7 starting out, something crazy like that.
They are 5-7.
Yeah.
But you know what? Hey man, once Candace Parker left that squad, it hurt.
I was around.
You know you got the Rockway twins.
Yeah.
Got them.
Yep.
Still, whatever. Yeah, it is what it is. But I want to do something before Coach comes on. Everybody on here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. But this right here, Mark and I talked about something yesterday, right? So, about defense. So I was doing some little research and different stuff like that and try to see what's going down. So, I don't even want to talk about, oh boy, big time. I don't want to talk about him, that piece. But let's go on and get into this real quick. I saw this on CBS. Top defensive players in NFL history. Now we're talking about Donald, how everything, right? So let's just go over this real quick. First up, they have safety Ronnie Lott, San Francisco, number 10.
Yeah.
Number 9, Rod Woodson. They got
Rod
DB
Woodson.
because he plays safety at the Ravens and stuff like that, Pittsburgh, all that kind of good stuff. Purdue. Defensive end, Bruce Smith. Right? Right.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to leave that right there, and I'm just going to kind of I'm going to take it up and then bring it. So that's 10-8. Seven, Dick Buck, linebacker.
Yep.
Number 6, Deacon Jones, Minnesota, the Pepper People Eaters. Defensive end, did his thing. Number 5, Mr. Dom. Right?
Yep.
Okay. Number 4, prime time, baby. Stop playing. And that's the only reason I didn't say his name, because the question that you was forming was about defensive line.
Defensive line, yeah.
Deion Sanders, number 4. Number 3, Ray Lewis. Number 2, Lawrence Taylor.
Right.
Beast mode. Right? Okay. Number 1.
Here we go. Reggie White.
The minister of defense.
Mr. Reggie. That's dope.
Hey, they had Donald in the top 5. And that's CBS's.
You're right.
That ain't ours. That's CBS.
Right, CBS is right.
It's looking kind of mean.
Yeah, that's
kind of mean.
Yeah, that's a list. All
right, man, let's go and get Coach in here. I know he's calling. Let's go and get him in here real quick, and we can always revisit that.
Yeah.
That's not a problem. All right, let's see.
How we doing, guys?
Hey, Coach. Hey, if you do me a favor, are you on your phone or anything like that?
Yes, sir. You mean turn it horizontally?
Yes, sir. There we go.
All right.
How you doing, man?
All right. I'm doing well, guys. I'm doing well, man. I appreciate everything that y'all doing for the city.
Hey, man, we trying to, man. We trying, that's for sure. Like we said,
that's it, man.
You know, everybody knows about the other schools and stuff like that, but we want everybody to get their chance, and we want everybody to get to know about Wagner. And I'm gonna tell you now, Coach Lawson is the first of all times on this show, and I'm gonna tell you why he's the first time. You know why you the first time of all times on this show?
Hit me with it. What we got?
Football coach and baseball coach at the same time. How you do that, Coach?
I talk to a lot of guys. They think I got sucker written on my forehead because I got to balance so much. I tell you what, man, I'm blessed with the assistant coaches that I've had, and obviously, you talk to anybody, the assistant coach pool is real low right now, and it's tight. So you got to hold on to the guys that you can. And then obviously you don't want to stop anybody from growing professionally, right, and getting a head coaching job. And the coaching carousel's open every year, but my assistant baseball coach is also my OC and wide receivers coach, Nathan Case.
Wow.
And then obviously my DC is Corey Thompson. He runs the track and weightlifting program alongside of our wrestling coach, Darius Ramsey. So it's a family effort over there, man. It's a family effort.
Hey, there's no argument in it. Hey, where you get this guy over here? No. You know what it is. We got football, we got wrestling, we got baseball.
Right.
I mean, we was talking about it the other day, and it's like, I don't know how he do it. Like, what is going on, man? I mean, you talking about conditioning, you talking about all this kind of stuff in a way.
I tell you, I don't respond to emails on time. I'll tell you that much. I think y'all had Coach Jackson on a couple weeks back. He emailed me about a scrimmage, and we're going to scrimmage the Cells at the beginning of the year. And, I told him, I said, Coach, I apologize for the late reply. And then he looked at my signature and it's got, head coach, head coach, head coach. I'm also head coach of bowling. Don't forget about that.
God,
Oh,
I
Lord.
do. Hey, I went to Wagner. I'm an
okay.
alma mater, so it's more than just it's just a stop. It's about family and it's about bringing that community back.
Right.
Obviously St. Matthew's is towered by Trinity.
Right.
So we are trying to create and reinvent that stamp that Wagner does exist and
Right.
it's a viable option for everybody in the East End.
I'm gonna tell you what, Coach. You just hit it right there, man. It's different. It means something different.
Right.
Mark went to PRP, I went to Mail, and you absolutely right, man. When it's your school, you gonna go the 9 yards. And
Right.
you got to put bowling on your stuff, man, on Twitter. I ain't gonna see that. You can't be
I
surprising
know.
me like that, Coach.
Listen, we had an alumni say that if we could get a bowling team up and going, that they would, kind of help us foot the bill and take care of some of the equipment. So athletic director came to me and said, "Hey, can you possibly fit this into your schedule?" It's like, "Yeah, man, I'll do the best I can." These kids need access, man. And it gave me an opportunity to meet. I had 7 kids on the bowling team, and it gave me a chance to meet kids that I probably wouldn't have met, in all walks of life. So I was blessed for the opportunity. Like I said, I really can't tell you that I was any good at it, but you know, like every time I go
I was gonna
bowling,
ask you. I was
I've
gonna
got I've
ask you
got
what you was
several
doing.
adult beverages, so it's a completely different whirlwind. So
Right. Yeah, it's totally different when you go in at night with the
Right.
friends and family and stuff like that. That's true.
exactly,
Coach,
exactly,
real quick, you let us in on the nugget. Didn't know about Wagner, about you. That's been your alma mater and stuff like that.
right.
You graduate from Wagner.
2005. So I played football and baseball at Wagner. I played for Chris Wolf for during football, and then Lee Walker, who's now at J Town, but I played for him during baseball season. So both of my head coaches, the old ball coach, both of them are still
Right,
doing it.
right. I was going to ask you about that because as I was going through some pictures, I kept seeing Mr. Wolf, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh my gosh! And I was about to hit my brother Mark and say, we got another connection. I mean, everything just keeps going
Yeah.
back and forth, and I love it because it's community. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
oh, absolutely, yeah.
that's community. So
Well,
what you
2000,
go ahead.
2010. So 2010, the spring, I coached baseball at Wagner under Randy Moore. We had a great season. We did a fundraiser. We had to work a football game on a Friday night. So we ended up. I ran into Chris after years of just kind of being away, going to school and things like that,
Right,
and he had offered me to come with him to Mail, right? And in 2010, so he replaced Redmond in 2010.
right,
So that was exciting. And then once I realized, uh, Mel has a lot to offer. Okay, this,
right,
right? You have athletes galore. You have alumni support, and anything and everything you want, you got it, right? John Kelsey does a great job over there in the athletic department,
right,
and you really get to go and just coach. It's no really managerial stuff. You have parents that kind of step up to board, and you're blessed to just coach. So I ended up just being a full-time football coach. I gave up baseball. I gave up baseball, and I was blessed. I was a Louisville male bulldog, and I did that for 4 seasons. Um,
wow.
yeah, so I coached. I played for Wolf. I coached under him for 4 seasons.
Okay.
The man taught me everything I know about football. He played a big part in that.
Wow. That was gonna be one of my questions, Coach.
Yeah.
Did you go over there to Preston for a little bit, the way that way the pictures did? But that's okay. That's cool. That's cool. Because no,
Yeah.
and that's great because Wolf was there, and I'm gonna tell you what, Red was there, Coach Redman. Actually,
Oh yeah.
Redman came the year after I graduated. His son
Okay.
Chris was a freshman when I was a senior. So everything's all tied together and all that kind of stuff. So after you
Yeah.
left Mel,
Redman's got a lot of contacts.
big time, big time,
He's connected everywhere.
and I'm gonna tell you
Hell,
what,
he does a fish fry once a year at Wagner in our courtyard right before a football game. So you
I,
know,
I bet he does because when I was at Mel, Wagner was just stomping mud holes in people and all that kind of stuff. So I bet, yeah.
oh yeah.
So after you left Mel, where did you go at? You go to Wagner, went back home.
No. So after Mail, I was there for 4 years. Had the opportunity to coach in a state championship game in 2010. Then had a couple rebuilding years, and then kind of built it back up, and had that nice run into the semi-state. Lost to Scott County, the eventual state champion,
Right.
and that's a heartbreaker too, because I feel like that's the ring that I should be wearing. Um, but hats off to them and Coach McKee. But I left Mel for an opportunity to be uh, basically the head coach in waiting at Bullitt Central High School, so in Shepherdsville, just south of Louisville.
Right.
I was already a teacher out there, so I was commuting from Bullitt County to Mel every day to coach. So I was already teaching out there, and it kind of made sense. It was pretty rough on the schedule. Wolf did a great job of trying to adapt the schedule so I could get there because at that point, toward the end of my tenure at Mel, I was offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach,
Wow.
had a heavy hand in the backfield. So he did a great job of trying to adapt toward my schedule. But I did some time out of Bullitt Central. I worked under Danny Leeser my first year, and we had a 9-3 season. Fantastic group of kids. Trevor Carnell was probably the most notable athlete there. He surpassed Sean Alexander
Whoa.
in rushing yards for his career.
Wow.
So and again, I mean, he was a tough kid. And then the year after that, I was the head coach. I was named the head coach, and had a kid by the name of Cameron Dukes, who just won a national championship at Lindsey Wilson in the spring.
Right. Right.
And he won the Player of the Year for NAIA.
Okay.
And hats off to him. I don't deserve any of that credit. I was lucky just to be on the coattails of that young man. But again, had a great season. We graduated quite a bit, but we ended up with a winning season. And then I tried my hand as an athletic director and head football coach. I went to Eminence,
Okay.
and I was there for 3 years as athletic director and head football coach. I did dabble in some baseball, some middle school baseball, because what the school needed. And I'm one of these guys that you find a need, you fill a need, and if there's kids interested in playing something, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to let them go without. If I have to coach volleyball, by God, just to give
You gonna
those
do
girls a chance, I would. Again, and I preface this, I'm not going to be very good at it, right?
it.
But if your 1, 2, and my willingness, adds up, we'll at least we'll have fun.
Right.
So, and then my tenure at Eminence was fantastic. Great administration, great leadership. Had an opportunity to send quite a few kids to college. But
How far is that from? Where's that at? Is that in Louisville? Where's that at?
no, Eminence is inside of Henry County, so it's about 40 minutes north of Louisville up I-71.
Okay.
And I commuted it every day.
Okay.
I was born and raised in Clifton Heights, the Clifton area, Lower Brownsboro,
Right.
and I didn't move too far from that as an adult. So I made that commute every single day, and obviously, you know how life hits you. So we started having kids. My wife and we had our first son, and my wife's she's the rock of the family, just like every football coach. You got to have a good woman behind you.
Right.
But my goodness, it felt like she raised our kid for 3 years, and I felt like it was time to look at opportunities to come to JCPS. And sure enough, Alma Mater opened up. Obviously, the circumstances that opened up were not very appealing, but
Right.
had an opportunity to interview. And you know what? Hey, 10 minutes from my house, right? Hey, back at the Alma Mater. Wife sees me a lot more. She probably doesn't want to, but it. But I'm very blessed to have the opportunity to be back in my alma mater. Now we got to do something with it though.
Right. So let me ask you this: when did you come back? How long you been at Wagner?
So this upcoming season will be my fourth season. We've already had 3 seasons. 2019 was my first season.
Okay.
Had a decent group of kids. Obviously, they were very connected to the exiting coaching staff. And it was one of those things where you didn't want to be disrespectful to the coaching staff prior,
Right.
right? But there was change, and there was some differences that they had to adapt to. I had to adapt to. So it was a tough year. Like I said, we took one on the nose early against North Hardin with the Octavius Oxidine kid, Lavelle Wright. I mean, obviously Brent Thompson's done a really good job with that North Hardin team, and then we rattled off 5 in a row, and then and then we struggled once we got into district play. Second year, COVID, so that's a wash. If
Right.
anybody in JCPS knows, I mean, that was a complete wash. And honestly, last year, because we were NTI for half of the year, recruiting kids out of the hallways didn't exist.
Right.
So if you didn't have the IG contacts or kids recruiting for you, you weren't going to get anybody from your school that didn't already know you. So and we felt that. I mean, we've had quite a bit of growing pains, I would say, so far in the first 3 years. But now it's at the point in our program where it's time to meet the expectations that we've set. It's time to act on what you're speaking on. So
Right. Yeah. So speaking of that, let's get into it. What kind of
yeah,
offense?
let's do it.
What kind of offense do you run, Coach?
Well, it depends on if Marvin Dancer's listening. So
Central. Okay, got you.
now, hey, I got a lot of respect for Marvin and what he does over there. One of the coolest things I heard when we were on a coaching group, and he said, "Hey, we don't do activity bus. Hey, if these kids want it, they want it, they're going to come, right?" And it's like, wow, coach, hey, that's a bold statement right there, and he's absolutely right. So if it if you ask Coach Dancer what I've done the last 3 years, it'd be spread zone, RPO system, with some wing T principles, and we'll probably just keep it at that.
Yeah, no,
Now,
Coach,
Good.
we know, Coach. We know we're not gonna get the whole recipe. We just want a little bit of smidget. You know what I'm saying? For the
now,
people, it's like, what's Wagner doing?
yeah, now so playoff times though, and he's kicked my butt in the playoffs. In playoff time, we try to keep people guessing, but unfortunately, we in our district's loaded, so we have Franklin County played for a state championship a couple of years ago. Central, obviously,
Right.
predominant in the city of Louisville and in the state. Obviously, they have a ton of talent. You can't short Shelby County. Obviously, they've got a brand new coach over there. Todd Shipley did a great job, but for our guys, the country, cornbread guys that just been in the weight room their entire life and played, and they're running this shotgun triple
Hey,
option at you
Coach.
until the cows come home.
Hey, check this out. The funny thing, because I normally don't do this, Shelby County's coach is coming on Thursday.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I gotta get a sneak peek. So the 3 times we played Shelby County, it has been decided by 1 score.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and up until last year we have played for 3rd and 4th place in our district. Okay, And I had, I had a rebuilding year and just a group that, just the camaraderie wasn't there last year, so they kind of fell apart. Uh, so we ended up in last place. North Odom got one on us, but again, we still played Shelby County within one score. So it's going to be very interesting to see the dynamic, the change in Shelby County, because it was very traditional. I mean, it was shotgun wing tee. It was triple option till the cows come home, and then defensively, it was actually Bobby Redmond's confusion defense.
Uh-oh.
Right.
Yeah,
They
right.
were going to go. They were going to cover zero. Very rarely, maybe a cover one. They weren't going to play zone at all. So they were going to man you down and bring the house. And they've had just enough parts to keep you off kilter to where you had to really have a solid team to beat them.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So what kind of defense? And now we know you ain't gonna give it all, but what kind of defense does Wagner run? A real run.
All right, so I guess this is. I mean, we have been an odd front the entire time that I've been there. Okay, and it has been anywhere from a 3-5 look, or a 52 look, depending on how you want to count your outside linebackers. Do you want them up in the box? Do you want them up on the line, or do you want them out in space and you want them kind of being spill players? So. This is no secret. Everybody knows that I'm an odd guy. Um, and the reason why is because my personnel's always lend itself to that. Okay. Every time that I've gone to a 40 front, my linebackers always get reached and they can't scrape cleanly. I haven't had the D tackles enough to really keep them clean, or two gaps. So we've had to kind of fill up the gaps, let linebackers scrape across, and make them be our playmakers. And then our ends usually tend to be athletic enough to kind of be the spill players that you see in that 3-5-3. So we're just an odd front.
Okay. Okay. So speaking of that, and I know you brought us up through what's going on. You know what I'm saying, so for your first 4 years. Give us a little glimpse, like who are some of the players that people should know about, you know what I'm saying, offense and defense that's on your team, that's going to be on your team coming up.
Yeah, sure. So I got a kid that is going to be a 3-year starter, and he's having a great camp season. He's camped at U of L. He camped at UK. So I mean, he's hitting all the big camps locally. Josh Steinecker, he is my quarterback.
Okay.
And again, he's 6'1", 185. When I met him, he was about 155 pounds. So he's put on weight. It's been all muscle. He's in the weight room nonstop. He's a workaholic. He loves to compete, probably too much to the point where he gets mad at himself and competes with himself a lot. But again, he's a kid that has managed the game for us offensively. He's gone in defensively at safety and made plays. So he's one of these guys that you just can't keep off the field. He won't allow you to keep him off the field, which is great to have.
Right.
It reminds me of a Brandon Smith back in the day at Boyle County. Just not the notoriety that
Right.
Brandon carried, but very similar to that. Then we have LeBryce Burns. He's my only kid that was an all-district kid that's returning. He is 6'2", 260. He's an defensive line guy. Might play Mike linebacker against Central, maybe. I don't know. We'll find out.
Hey, he can move there. He played that Mike at 260.
Listen. We all know. Hey, they're gonna put this offensive line back there at fullback. It's their sixth best lineman. You know, and we're gonna call it the full house or the pistol, whatever we will. But hey, it's fine. No,
Hey,
again,
coach, real quick before you
yeah.
with the kids, where y'all play that game at this year coming up?
Oh man, we're at home. I believe it's October 3rd. I'm not sure. You might want to ask them. They know it more than I do. You can't call it a rivalry if you've been on my side of it. But I would like to think that That's and they're the team to beat, and it's all out of respect. There's no shade that I'm throwing at all.
Right, right, right.
They do a great job over there. Obviously, you see their assistant coaches are solid. Coach Jan's over at Eastern, and he's doing a great job. So, hats off to them. But I
Coach,
will say the last
Jones will
time
be on
Wagner
the show in
beats
2 weeks.
the last time Wagner beat Central, I was the quarterback. So
Oh,
we'll just see. We'll see.
well,
That's what I came home to do.
I'm gonna have to get that date
Wow.
down there so I can,
Yeah.
come out there and check that.
We'll have you guys out. We'll put you in the press box, and then we'll leave a little room for Central up there too.
All right. So, Coach, any more other players that who are the players that people don't even know about too? Like,
So I got three guys that are going to come on the scene, and two are by way of transfer, and I'm sure y'all probably want to get into JCPS and their logistics. But Jaden Haskins, he came to me last spring from Manual.
okay,
He's a skilled kid. He's a slot receiver DB. He should be. I mean, he's really talented. He should be one of these guys that makes a name for himself. Jacoby Jones, he's a sophomore, so he just went to the Ballard Showcase of Schools camp,
right.
and a coach came up to me from Akron and was like, he's really the only D1 body here. So he's 6'2", 225, wide receiver, slot
Ooh,
receiver.
Coach.
But again, he's camping as a freshman right now, and he's doing really well incoming. But he's gonna be a sophomore for me, so he's pretty tough. And then lastly, I've got Arvon Roach. He's my next big guy, the one that I can kind of count on. He got a lot of reps as a freshman because we were in rebuild mode. He's 5'11", 250-ish. So he's one of these guys that's got a high motor and he's got a willingness to learn, right? He's in the weight room constantly. He has put on about 20 pounds this off season, and it's not a sloppy 20. The kid looks the part. So I'm really impressed with those guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm really impressed. Now, can we get the parts around them to fill the team? That's what we're doing right now. We're in the lab. So I mean, it's one of those things where by August, can we get enough parts and have enough go our way to be competitive?
You tap the head of the nail, so you might as well go ahead and tap it a little bit longer. How do you feel about this change, man? I mean, what you can talk about it as far as with the Jefferson County Public Schools and
Right.
the new pick the school type stuff.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this?
Okay, so I'm just going to be completely transparent with you guys. Wagner has had a dual reside for quite some time, right?
Right.
400, roughly 400 students, and that might be on the high end, have come from the west end part of town.
Right.
Right. And you look at everything that the community has to do to support a student that goes to school 35 minutes away, right? Roughly, right? And if you're taking the TARC to get to practice, it's really an hour and a half,
Yes, it is.
So for our guys, on a Friday night, if your family's working and or they're struggling to get a ride, you're not going to have the support there on Friday nights.
True.
And we've lived through that. Our biggest night every year is senior night.
Right.
And that's kind of like graduation of football. That's the one event that everybody comes out to. And I get it. You want to see your son walk, and you want to congratulate him and be there for that. And I understand it. The families are really struggling. So I would say the JCPS, they got it right. They're going to give the community an opportunity to pick, right? And then the community will no longer be able to say, well, I can't make it to support my son across town, right? Well, if you want to support your kid that bad, then you should, take a community school. Now, with that being said, what happens to Wagner, right?
Right.
So we absorb the 40206 and the 40207, and we become essentially the East End high school.
Right.
Okay. Ballard absorbs our dual resides. Eastern, they absorb our dual resides. We will no longer have a dual resides area.
Wow.
So, I think that the community right now, they perceive Wagner and they're thinking, no, I don't want my kids to go there. But you're also talking about the resides area that is sending their kids to Trinity, sending their kids to
Right.
Sacred Heart, sending their kids to parochial schools.
Right.
So I think that we take a dip early.
Okay.
I think after this all goes through, I think that our attendance will lower. Then they're going to see the good things that we're doing at Wagner. I think you'll see, you'll see all of the parts,
Okay.
that you want to see, the connections to the community. Our administration is doing a great job trying to connect to the community right now. We will have a complete feeder school in Westport, and Westport is had some really successful groups come through that, right? And that's the thing. We've got to win Westport. We've got to do our job to make sure those kids don't apply to magnet schools and they stay there. And I think, that Wagner, roughly 4 to 5 years from now, is the destination school for the 402, 06, and 07. Now I do believe that we'll probably have a lot of lacrosse players, and baseball team will blow up.
Hey, I'm done with you, man. Coach, I'm done with you, Coach. Coach, stop it. Stop
Yeah,
it.
true. I mean,
Crazy.
but I'll say this: hey, my athletic department, hey, we'll have a lacrosse team, and
Are you gonna coach it?
hey,
Do you already got it?
listen, in that football with a bat, right? I mean, that's pretty much it, isn't it? Don't ask me what offsides is. Do they have that? Because I
Hey,
know that's in
don't ask
soccer,
me.
and I don't know anything about that. But
So you hit something that I want to ask real quick, and it's very important. And you already been talking about it as long as we've been doing the interview. The community. Explain to the outside people, and we're going to combine the community with the alumni and all this kind of stuff. How is the support from the alumni and the community of Wagner?
all right, so I will say this: my alumni have paid for my football team to go to football camp every year that I've been there, minus the COVID year, right? Without question. All right. They foot the bill on the entire thing. 30 plus kids, plus coaches go to camp for free. Okay. And we've had the opportunity to go to Campbellsville University twice, take these kids from our city to a destination, and then let them experience life as a college student, live in a dorm, okay, getting up at 5:30 in the morning to go to practice, all right, eating cafeteria food. And you know what, sometimes it sits well with them, sometimes it doesn't, you know but these kids have been able to experience something, and they've got a taste of the college life. And I really do think that my alumni have done a great job of giving those kids access to that. And I think that's why we've sent so many to college. My
Right.
first year, we go 5-5 in the regular season. I send 3 kids to play college ball out of uh, 10 seniors.
So,
Okay. Second year, we're in COVID. I send another 3 to play college football. One goes and plays wrestling in college. Okay. Again, 9 seniors, right? So we are sending kids. And then last year, we just signed 1 kid out of 7 seniors, and another kid is looking at JUCO, possibly a late transfer to Union College. So again, we are sending kids at a high rate to play college football.
right.
Our problem is that we just don't have a lot of kids.
Right.
Wagner, the building can host up to 1,400 students. We currently have
Wow.
850 in the building.
How many, Coach? I'm sorry.
850.
Wow.
So we have a small population, and that warrants itself to a small football team. I have fielded a football team the last 3 years, or right around 30 kids. And then at the end of the season, with injuries, quits, grades, the whole deal,
Right.
you're limping into playoffs, and you're right at 25, and you're going up against Franklin County with 75, or Central with the strongest 60 I've ever seen. It it warrants itself to, hey, we need to do things better, but the administration is committed to growing, to making sure that the absence of this dual resides doesn't affect us.
Right.
Our alumni are stronger than ever. We've created an alumni association. They answer the call whenever we need it. They do a food den inside of our school building, so kids can they won't go hungry when they go home on the weekends.
Right.
We have guys, they feed our kids on Friday nights. So all things are going well at Wagner. We just have to put it all together, all right, and succeed on a high level, right? And it takes, yes, commitment by the coaches, commitment by all the stakeholders, but these kids, man, the society has changed, and we have to win these kids over.
Right. Right.
You know.
Before I get to the next question, and Brandon hit me up, our friend, which he made it, and I was going to say something before he hit me, but I'm going to say this right now. I don't know if you saw that picture that we created. That Wagner hat with that W. We're going to need some of them hats, Coach.
Oh, I got you.
All right, all right.
I think
I'm just
so
saying.
we were at the showcase of schools, and I offered him a job, and no disrespect to Dover, I think he does a good job. He's a Wagner graduate too, so he understands. The coaching pool is low right now, and we're out here just getting after each other. We stealing each other's dudes. You watch the Saban and Belichick
Right,
documentary, and then, out of respect, they don't steal each other's guys as they go to the next place. That
right.
ain't happening here. Hey, we're stealing everybody. So I offered him a job at the showcase, and he's committed to his school, and I get that. And his
Right.
daughter came up. I put my hat on her head. I said, "Hey, darling, you want to be a Wagner Wildcat?" Hey, she said yes. I said,
Hey,
"Coach, I'll see you on Monday."
Coach, I'm biased because I got that wheel and I love that W. I wear that Wagner hat on there, that's for sure. Public big.
Right here, man. Hey,
I love it. I love it.
I'll send some your all's way.
Yeah,
I'll send
yeah.
some your all's way.
So check this out, Coach. I want to get into, the football and all this kind of stuff, supporting other. We got you on here. You're a baseball coach too. So let's talk about
Right.
a little bit about baseball. How was the season for the Wildcats on the baseball, the Diamond?
All right. So it's first winning season since 2014.
Wow.
Okay. Now you could say that we scheduled well, but that on any level to win, right, is tough.
Right.
Okay, and we did that with no seniors, so we return an entire roster for next year.
Oh my God.
Okay, um, and we showed our inexperience in parts. Obviously, we're in a district with Trinity, so that's a tough feat. Highland Latins had a heck of a season this year. Had two stellar pitchers. I mean, goodness gracious, those kids, 6'5", friggin' long fastball.
Woo.
So I started 4 freshmen, 3 sophomores, and 2 juniors. And I'll tell you this: great group of kids to be around. It was fun. It kind of rejuvenated my willingness to coach again. Because again, you're dealing with such a tough community of kids that they're bringing so much extra baggage to the table,
Right. Right.
that I'm not just coach, I'm psychiatrist, I'm
Everything.
dad, I'm
Everything.
big brother,
Right.
I'm everything, right?
Right.
So, and that wears on you in a football season. It really does. So in the spring, these kids, it was a different group of kids. Okay. They didn't have as much baggage. I tell everybody, I think baseball is somewhat of a privileged sport. All right. Because you had to have mom and dad take you to Little League,
Right.
right? And you couldn't just drop you off. Little League football practice. Hey, coach, he's got you good for 2 hours. Hey, we'll be back and pick you up. Coach is going to take you home. And that's the case every day
Right.
at
Right.
Wagner. We're taking kids home. We got an activity bus picking them up, right? So we're doing the to and from. Not all of our kids, but the majority of the kids. So, the group that I was able to coach, they're a tough group of kids for baseball. Very young, very talented. I got a kid uh, named Logan Janiszewski. He is a freshman, throws roughly 75 on the bump. And I mean, he's got an absolute can. He had 2 in the park home runs this season.
He can float.
So
Absolutely.
he's got wheels on him. The kid, he won. He was district tournament player, and he's something to be reckoned with as the year goes on. And as soon as the season's over, he's the first one in the weight room, and he's working out with the football team. So I'm telling you right now, we are going to chase some dudes down in our district.
I love it. I love it. I played baseball for 9 years. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Football, of course, for a long time too. But that's what intrigued me because when I saw baseball and all this kind of stuff like that, and I love how, like you said, first winning and all that kind of stuff. How hard is it though? Um, is it hard to get the baseball players there, or they are? I mean, like how is that compared to the football?
Yeah, and so I'm gonna be frank with you guys. I truly do believe baseball is a privileged sport. Um, the kids, if they've been in little league, all right, or travel ball,
Right,
they already have conditioned parents to do the pickup, the drop off, and the pickup.
right, right,
Okay, so it's one of these things where, hey, practice starts here, it ends here. Make sure your ride's ready,
right,
right? Versus football, all right. I've got to know 19. I got to know 25. I got to know 31. I got to know all the TARC schedules.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And I've got to know, hey, if I've got a kid, if I end practice at this time and his TARC doesn't come for 2.5 hours later, well, I can't have him sitting out there in the heat.
right, right.
I can't let him do that.
Definitely,
So am I going to, one of two things? Am I going to adjust practice time to make it fit the TARC schedule, right? So he's not out there waiting in the blistering heat, or are one of my coaches, we gonna come together and we're gonna get him a ride.
right.
So, and we've had access to the activity bus, and as a lot of schools do, but my athletic director came to me and said, last year or during COVID, we blew through an entire year's worth of allowance for activity bus in 1 month. So
Oh,
I mean, so hey, money talks, man.
right,
Hey,
right,
and
right. So, hey, coach, we about to wrap it up. I'm gonna ask you this. We got a couple of more little things I want to ask you, but one of the things, big
sure.
things, and you can utilize this how you need to. My son is in 8th grade. Why should he come and play for Wagner and you?
Well, it's really as simple as this. Okay, at Wagner, your body of work, it starts as soon as you step on campus. Okay, you're going to have someone, you're going to have a spokesperson, and myself and my coaching staff. And again, if you look at the numbers, 30% of our seniors are going to college for free, right? And we're not talking about, the 70% either academically not capable of getting into college, or they've chosen not to. All right. Now, another statistic. I've had the last 3 years, I've had a valedictorian on my roster,
Okay.
right? So we're winning in the classroom. Okay. Now your body of work, your tape, everything you need starts as soon as you get on campus. So when you're there, we're filming, we're analyzing, we're preparing you. We're not dumbing down offenses or defenses. We're using the language that they need to be successful in college ball. Okay? So you come to Wagner. It's one of these things everybody's chasing. I want to go to a 6A school because I want to get noticed. Well, that's not always the case, because you go to a 6A school, you might not play.
Right.
Right? And you've invested so much time in that. Now you're too little too late, and now you're trying to transfer at the tail end of your career. And you don't have any playing experience, right? And you're coming into a brand new school, and you've never even set foot on a varsity field. It's a little different, okay? At Wagner, you can be a big fish in a small pond, okay? And I know everybody's like, no, that's not what I want to be. Just hear me out. We're talking about national merit. We're talking about valedictorian. We're talking about class rating. All of these little sliding scales that schools use to get you in to their school and offer you, you have access to that at Wagner. All right. Not only that, you're involved all year long with coaches that are committed to the school. You have a staff, you have an administration that is committed to your success. So I would tell kids, yes, you can go to Mel and win you a state championship. Absolutely. Chris is going to win one. Before he retires, he'll win another one. Okay. Yes, you can go to Trinity right down the street. Okay. But you're going to either win a state championship on somebody's coattails, or you're going to wait until you're a junior or senior in order to do so. Create something for yourself. Take ownership in it. Come to Wagner. Create something at Wagner. And then you can be proud of it. That's something that lifelong dreams, right? We always talk about our old playing days and our teammates that all these experiences, the camaraderie that we had, right?
Right.
I'm telling you, my time at Wagner as a player, there were 18 of us on the freshman team, and we lost every single game. Every single freshman game. My senior year, all 18 of us together, and we won our back-to-back district championships, the first time in 40 years.
Right.
There's something to be said about community and camaraderie that Louisville has lost. JCPS, because of the resides, or because of how finicky the society has become, there is no community. There is no camaraderie. Your best player in a glimpse could be at another school.
Right.
And that's just the reality and the nature of what we live in. But here at Wagner, we're trying to be different. We want to create a community, a band of brothers that want to do something different than the person next to them, different than the school down the street.
Right.
And if you're successful at it, you're a legend. Your name will be infinitely remembered, right?
Sure.
So, and if you don't, well, you're going to be on a 100-man roster of a team that won a state championship. You didn't even earn the ring, but you're going to wear it. That's cool.
Cause
And listen,
I love it.
there's no disrespect. Like, I've coached those guys, all
Right.
right?
Right.
Like the 2018 state champions, was it 2018 for male?
Yep.
Like all those guys were my guys, and I saw them all the way through, and I had an opportunity to grow professionally, and I left. And when they won a state championship, they invited me back to celebrate with them, because they finished something that we had started together.
Right. Right.
And I again, I cherish those moments. I do. I really do. Right. But I know, and again, Ellison was on your all's podcast, and he'll tell you, out of the 100 kids at Mel, what Redmond played 25 of them, 30 of them,
I know.
so or at least
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
lived off of it.
Right.
So my thing is, if you are a freshman coming in, right, you should really give Wagner a look. And the reason why is because you're going to compete for a job right away, okay? And we're under the ideology of best man wins the job,
Right.
okay? Right. The tradition of Wagner has kind of died in recent history. So bringing that back, tradition like Alabama, hey, seniors play because they put in the time.
Right.
We're a little we're newer than that.
No.
We have to adapt. We want to be competitive right away. So again, I think anybody that's giving Wagner a look, I think you need to look at our academics, see that we have 3 academies that are known. Our freshman academy is nationally known; it's nationally accredited. We are putting kids out of 8 kids in the city of Louisville that got the Bellarmine full ride. It was a Bellarmine Merit Award. Out of 8, Wagner had 3.
Wow. Wow.
So we have 3 students at Wagner this past year that are gonna have the opportunity to go to Bellarmine for free. We have a dual credit with Western Kentucky and trying to partner with other schools. So a kid that goes to Wagner, their sophomore year, they can start getting college credits. So they're going to graduate Wagner, and their freshman year is going to be already in the books.
Love it.
So yes, yeah, we're doing things, guys. We just got to get it out there.
I know that's right. That's what we're trying to do.
All right, Coach.
And I appreciate you for it.
All right, Coach. This is the time to where we'll give you the time to thank the people who got you where you at. But before I let you get the floor and talk about that and thank the people, is that a Cincinnati cup you're drinking out of?
Oh yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah. Who they?
All
right, go ahead. The
Who
floor,
day, baby.
Go ahead.
Who
The floor's yours.
Hey, listen. Okay, all the people that gave me crap for all the years, I'm still yelling "Who day." Okay, you got to understand that. I had a kid that played for me. He just graduated, and his parents they was like they're Dallas fans, and I said, hey, and I know y'all Dallas guys.
No,
so
no. I am.
Will is.
He's Steelers. He's Steelers.
Steelers. Well, yeah, you enjoyed it from the couch too. Okay,
Give it to us, Coach. I love it.
So no. In all honesty, man, they played out of their minds. Obviously, Jamar Chase is incredible. He is the spark plug, and I hope that we can afford to keep him after his rookie contract is up. And Burrow is he's a competitor, man. I tell you what, he is just he's very similar, and I know everybody's kind of writing him as the next Tom Brady, but the charisma that he brings. Everybody hated Tom Brady. They couldn't stand him. His arrogance, but obviously Tom Brady's the GOAT. But Burrow, his arrogance and confidence is almost it's just captivating.
Love it.
And people flock to it. They really like it. Again, I think Bengals handled everything they needed to handle in free agency window, and they went into the draft for the first time in my whole life, being able to get like the best on the board rather than trying to fill a need.
Right. Makes a difference.
I was excited about that. I was, and then like we're active in free agency, and I'm a big Marvin Lewis fan. Like, hey. How he resurrected like Benson's career, Jones' career, like all these guys got resurrected because Marvin was a player's coach. And then you look at Zach Taylor, completely different, and then they're spending money. The front office is spending money.
Right.
Like, what does Zach have on them? How are you making them spend the money? Because you look at the Reds. The Reds are just atrocious, right? So then you're like, how did Zach Taylor convince these people to spend the money and continually spend the money. Like 2 years in a row,
Hey,
spending good money.
Coach, when it comes from the apple tree, the apple tree constantly spins, the Rams constantly spins, and they move in that direction. And plus, I always, hey, Joey Burrow, hey, Joey Buckets, Joey Buckets special.
Hey, Joe Burr. What is that? Hey, ice cold, baby. Ice cold.
But now, like
So
Mark
yeah.
asked you, give thanks to people who play a big role in your life and different things like that, man. The floor is yours.
All right. Well, I appreciate again, guys. Thank you all so much for what you're doing for the city, for us, small guys. And again, it's really about the kids. I could really sit here and say, early on in my career, I was very prideful and I wanted to be about myself. And then as you get older, you learn that it's no longer about you. It's about leaving your mark. And I tell people all the time, it's about who's going to attend my funeral at this point. It's not about, I just want people to tell my kids and my family that maybe I changed their life or something like that. But it starts with the older group, obviously Chris Wolf, he kind of molded me into the tactician that I am, the X's and O's, the ability to kind of scheme, the organizer, that type A personality.
Right.
I got to thank Danny Leeser and Mike Gossett for my time at Bullet Central. Danny Leeser was a player's coach, and he taught me. The first time I ever heard this in my career, and I use it all the time. It's not what you know, it's what they know. You can sit here on this sideline and know more than everybody on that other sideline, but if your kids don't know that, it don't matter. And it's like, wow, this is a people sport. This is truly a kid thing because I was blessed at Mel, so it was all about X's and O's. And it was next man up mentality. If you couldn't produce, you had to go. So Mike Gossett, he gave me my first opportunity to be a head coach, and it's one of those things where, at my time as an athletic director, you start to realize that no young coach gets their start until they have an old guy that stops being prideful and says, "Hey, they're the next generation."
Right.
Right? Up until that point, you're like, "No, you are the guy I need to beat." So I'm very lucky that I was given the opportunity to break into the fraternity of head coach with Mike Gossett, and he saw something in me. Obviously, my wife and my family, my mom, my dad, all the sacrifices that they've done up until this point have allowed me to do the things that I love. Again, it's a labor of love. I don't go to work not one single day, and I can say that bold face. Do we have some trying days? Absolutely. Yes. Jesus tempts you. Absolutely. But I will say this, I'm very blessed. So, and then my assistant coaches and my players, I have had a string of great assistants that have challenged me to be better at my craft, challenged me to be a better leader. And I've had some players that have done the same, that expect more out of me than I'm willing to do. So I've got to step my game up. There's just so many of them that I really can't name. But yeah, being a football coach, being a baseball coach, being a coach in general, it's like growing your family, and it's growing your bloodline. And I've been very blessed to grow mine, and I hope I get to do this for years to come. I can't imagine, and I've identified as a coach for so long. I don't know what Coach Lawson looks like after coaching's over. I don't know if I'll be a Joe Pa and it'll be, a couple months later and it's over. I don't know if I'll go to the beach and sip on daiquiris and think, damn, why did I do this a lot sooner?
Right.
I don't know because, again, the heartbeat of my day in, day out is, one, I get to go to work and I get to see kids that were like my teammates, right? That need a guy like me, the same guy that I needed at that time, right? And then that's like a cup of adrenaline right there, man. You got to bring it every single day. And then, of course, hey, God willing, my sons are young. They're 6 and 3. So, Jackson is my oldest. He starts football this year. He's a baseball kid too. So we'll see where that goes. Good. I mean, you never know if that becomes a roadblock. And then my youngest, I really, he's up in the air a little bit. We don't know what exactly he's going to do. I know if it's a food contest, he's going to win that. But other than that, man, I again, if I didn't mention anybody, it's not out of disrespect. It's just one of these things, man. I've had a lot of good people around me, and I'll tell you this: I have an incredible respect for other coaches. Basketball coaches, other sports that I've tried to learn from. I've tried to mimic from. I read a book years ago, Urban Meyer, The Urban Way, and he went to Billy Donovan's basketball practice, and that's where he came up with the matchup zone for defense that is used widely now. You'll hear the quarters matchup man,
Right.
that match quarters or whatever, the cover 2 read that Saban uses at Alabama. And it's funny because he saw Billy Donovan's 2-3 and how they were switching defenders and trying to make sure that they didn't switch enough to get a poor matchup where a big was on a little.
Right.
And you're thinking, wow, Urban Meyer, he's done it at a high level, and he's still learning. So for the future people, I want to say thank you because I'm a student of the game. So I think that's my soapbox, guys.
Hey.
Come to Wagner if you're an 8th grader and you're trying to get some work.
Hey, Coach, I'm gonna tell you this, man. You did a walk-off. At the show yesterday was a walk-off. We called it walk-off. You did a walk-off. We want to thank you, Coach, for coming on the show, telling us about your sports journey, telling us about Wagner, football, baseball, the community, and I'm sure that you got my number and everything. We're gonna have to bring you back on and all this kind of stuff like that. And so glad you was able to join us today.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, I'll be glad to come back, and we can talk. We can talk anything. All right. Hey, have me on.
We're gonna bring you on talk about your Bengals.
Right.
We're gonna take you down to the element.
Preseason, I want an invite. I got you. I'm gonna give y'all the spiel.
Hey, Coach.
And
Good
then,
luck.
And then, make sure you work on Brandon for me too. He needs to be a Wagner Wildcat.
I got you. Hey, Coach. The way I can do it, I'm gonna need that W. I'm gonna need that W ahead, Coach. I'm gonna need that for sure.
It is on the way, my guy. It's on the way.
Hey, Coach. Thank you, and we'll get with you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Good guy.
Knocked it down.
Yeah, he did.
Knocked it down. Hey, thank you guys for watching the show. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
That's what we're here for. We have fun. We talk about sports, but we have turned our mission that we're gonna bring you that 502, that state of Kentucky. It ain't gotta just be in Louisville. When you got a coach you need to be on our show, hit us up.
Right.
That's what we do. And if you've been on it before as a coach, you come back.
Right.
Things change.
It do.
Because when you see these other coaches talking and bringing in fire, yeah. Hey, y'all. God bless. Good night.
It's 8 p.m. Let's get it. Mark and Will, yeah. Mark and Will, yeah. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gon' tell you what they know. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gon' tell you what they know.